Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Quarantine Kitchen. I'm Paul Desman and it's always great to see you. If you've been watching this channel for a little bit, you've noticed that we have not done a seafood episode in quite some time, and we're going to change that today by making my crab cakes and roasted vegetables. To make my crab cakes and roasted vegetables, we will need some crab meat, breadcrumbs, a red pepper, a yellow pepper, an orange pepper, some yellow squash, some zucchini, some parsley, an onion, a lemon, our old friends salt and pepper, Dijon mustard, Worcestershire sauce, canola oil, some Cajun seasoning, paprika, a little hot sauce, and of course we'll need some garlic.
Whoa, I know that feels like a ton of different ingredients, and you're right, it is. But there's no need to feel overwhelmed. Believe it or not, this is actually quite a simple recipe. Like many of the recipes you find here, it mostly involves chopping up a bunch of vegetables. By the end of this video, you'll see how easy this is. But first, as always, we need to wash our hands, all the veggies, the parsley, and of course, the onion. Speaking of which, chop up the onion first. You don't need to dice it. Bigger chunks are fine, and just toss them in a large mixing bowl. Then move on to the zucchini. Remove the stem area, slice it into pieces about a ½ inch thick, and toss those in the same bowl as the onion. Guess what? Do the exact same thing for the yellow squash. Pretty easy so far, right? Now, for the peppers, as you know, you have to chop off its head and rip out its guts. Then you can slice them into strips and throw them into the same bowl as well. It doesn't matter what order you chop the peppers in, nor which color you start with. They're peppers. They don't get jealous. Just as long as they're all decapitated and gutless, you'll be fine. Get the parsley out now and cut it up as fine as you like. Keep it on the cutting board when you're done. Oh yeah, here's where I forgot some things. I forgot you're going to need mayonnaise and an egg as well. And somehow I also forgot to get a shot of putting a good amount of mayo in a small mixing bowl. Do that, and then add the egg to it. Next, add some globs of Dijon mustard to the mix. Then it's time to put in several shakes of Worcestershire sauce. After that, throw in a little hot sauce. The more you add, the spicier it'll be. Go figure. Don't forget to invite our old friends Salt and Pepper to this mixer. They do get jealous from time to time. Alright, it's time to take a big whisk and stir all that together into a tasty sauce. Set that aside and get out the crab and another large mixing bowl. Dump the crab in, and you may need to break it up a little. This is when we start the hands-on part of the recipe. Now get out the breadcrumbs and toss in an amount to cover the crab. Remember that parsley we kept on the cutting board? Throw it into the bowl with the crab and breadcrumbs. Get a big spoon and mix everything together as best as you can. Then pick up the tasty sauce bowl and pour that into the crab bowl. Things are really starting to come together now. Give the whole thing a really good stir. Time to get more hands-on again. Pull out a chunk of seasoned crab meat, roll it into a ball, and then smack it back and forth between your hands until it becomes a patty. As you make more patties, set them on a separate plate for later. By the way, this 1 pound of crab meat will make 7 to 8 patties depending on how big you want them. Put that aside, cover a baking sheet with some foil, and get out the olive oil. Drizzle a good amount onto the sheet, and then dump all the veggies on top. Spread them around with your hands to fill up the entire sheet. Mixing them together will get the oil moving around underneath them. Here's another party we need to invite Salt and Pepper to. These guys get around. Give the whole thing one last mix around and get it into the oven at 450 for about 20 minutes. While they cook, we can start making the dipping sauce now. Get out the lemon and slice it into quarters. Put some mayo in another small mixing bowl and remember to film it this time. Squeeze one of the lemon quarters into the bowl with the mayo. Then grab the hot sauce and throw in as many drips as you like. Next, get the Cajun seasoning out and shake some in there too. Do the same thing with the paprika. Now it's time to do the garlic, and mix everything together. You can add a little more mayo if it's not thick enough. We can put that aside for now and head over to the stove. Grab the canola oil and drizzle a bunch in a pan. Place your crab patties in, but be careful. Ow! Yeah, it gets pretty hot. After a few minutes, flip each patty over. They should be a lovely golden brown. Then take the veggies out of the oven, get out a plate, and get ready to serve it up. Toss a couple crab cakes on, followed by a good amount of veggies. As for the sauce, you can put that on top of the crab cakes or on the side. Time to eat.
And that's how you make my crab cakes and roasted veggies. This looks pretty awesome. I cannot wait to eat this. For more videos like this, please drop a like, or even better yet, subscribe to my channel by clicking on my face right about here somewhere. This has been Quarantine Kitchen. I'm your host, Paul Desman. See you next time.